Hi there, I'm Matt,
And I'm Melissa.
and we're here to introduce you to the Princess Bride Adventure Book Game, designed by Ryan Miller and published by Ravensburger.
Has it got any sports in it?
Are you kidding? Fencing, fighting, torture, revenge, giants, true love, miracles?
It doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, it does not sound bad because this officially licensed cooperative game plays 1 to 4 players ages 10 and up, and each chapter takes about 15 minutes to play. And there are 6 chapters in this game. It's available now at Target for $24.99. Now, before we get into actually how to play the game, I want to tell you that an adventure book means that this book is actually the board for the game. And each chapter is going to unfold as you work your way through the entire book to the end as the characters weave in and out of the story.
In each chapter, players will work together to control characters and tell the epic tale of the Princess Bride. Each chapter has different ways to be interrupted, either by the grandson or by the villains in the story. After the first interruption, players get one more chance to tell the story right, or they lose the game.
So this is our replay counter up here above our storybook, and it is showing the grandson side. If the story's ever interrupted, we'll flip it over to the grandfather side for our last chance to tell the story correctly. But hopefully we won't have any of that trouble along the way. So we're going to begin our story on chapter 1, As You Wish. The story so far. Buttercup enjoys nothing more than tormenting the farm boy, whose only reply is as you wish. So each of the decks have already been shuffled, and we'll go over their differences as they come into play. So we're going to start with the story deck, and each player will be dealt 4 cards to begin the chapter. Now these story cards come in 5 different types. If you look to the inset camera to your left, the types are love, adventure, revenge, courage, and intrigue. Now these story cards are going to allow you to take actions on your turn and complete the challenges that await our heroes that are listed on the right side of the page. So to finish setting up chapter 1, we're going to take the Wesley miniature and place him at the barn and show everybody what the man in black looks like. And then the Buttercup miniature, and she'll go in the farmhouse. Now, each chapter also has specific tokens that we use. In chapter 1, these are called chore tokens. So we'll place 1 chore token on the wood, 1 on the well, 1 on the horse, and then the rest of them go down here on the list of chores at the bottom left. Each chapter also contains a miracle token, and the miracle token is placed on this star space, number 9. We'll go over how miracles work once we run into them. So each challenge on the right side of the page will detail how we overcome them and which story cards need to be discarded in order to triumph over them, as well as a reward that we get for doing so. So what are our challenges for chapter 1?
So the first one is As You Wish, and it requires that there must be 2 or fewer chore counters on the map, and also Wesley and Buttercup must be in the same space.
Okay.
And then next is True Love, and it also requires a love card.
So we have to discard a love in order to complete
Yeah, and it's
that.
indicated right here. True Love is the other challenge, and it requires Wesley and Buttercup must be in the barn, which is over here.
Okay.
And it requires 2 love cards and a courage.
Okay.
And then Seek Fortune requires that Buttercup be in the barn and Wesley be into the fortune space. And you have to also complete the other challenges first. And that requires 2 adventure and a courage.
Okay. So those are our 3 challenges that we have to complete to finish the chapter. Each chapter also has chapter rules that are listed on the left side. We must abide by these as we're playing the chapter. So this chapter's special rules are chores. During the storytelling phase, the active player can discard a card to move a chore counter from Wesley's space back to the list of chores. And this chapter is interrupted if there are no more chore counters on the list of chores when you'd need to place one on the map.
Gotta keep up with your chores.
Right. And each chapter also has a different way of choosing the starting player. In chapter 1, it's the player who's most recently done a chore. When's the last time you did a chore?
I think it was you. I think you washed the dishes yesterday.
Yeah, I think I did the dishes right before we went to bed. So that's probably us. So that's probably me. So I'm going to go be the first player. So on each player's turn, there's 5 phases. And the first phase is move. You can either move a single character, 0, 1, or 2 spaces, or move 2 characters 1 space each. So I'm going to choose to move Wesley on my turn. And I'm going to move him 2 spaces and try to knock out one of these chores early. I'm going to move him to the well. So after the move phase, we go to the storytelling phase. And there are a couple different actions that you can perform at that point. You can discard any number of cards from your hand and move one character 1 space per card that you discard. You can also complete challenges by, if you've done the required step, you can discard the cards that are listed on the right in order to complete that challenge. You can also play special cards from your hand and resolve their effect. We'll go over the special cards once we've earned those. You can also do the special rules action, which in our case is chores, in order to move one of the chore tokens back to the list of chores so we don't get interrupted. We can also use a miracle token, but we don't have any of those, so we'll discuss how that works later. And the last thing, and sometimes the most important thing you can do on your turn, is trade a card in your hand with 1 card from another player. You can only do this once per turn. So,
And you don't have to remember those. We have a guide that tells
right,
you.
and I'll show you the guide up here to the left as well. I know it cuts off just a little bit, but all your actions are going to be under this storytelling phase. So, I know the first thing we need some love. Do you have any love in your hand?
I do not.
I also do not.
Okay.
So that's going to be...
It's going to be a bit before we can do As You Wish. Or True Love. They both require
Yep.
love.
So
love.
the first thing I'm going to do, I guess, is I'm going to discard a revenge in order to complete this chore.
Okay.
And then I will discard an adventure and a revenge to move Wesley over to the horse. And we'll work on that chore as well. And then I'll end my storytelling phase. There's no reason for us to trade a card, right? We don't have anything that's going to help us. So after the storytelling phase, you go to the draw phase. In the draw phase, you draw 2 cards from the story deck. I still did not draw any love. And then it's the plot phase. So during the plot phase, we draw the top card of the plot deck, which is this green deck over here, and then refer to the chapter's plot table in order to see what happens. Now each chapter, the plot table is going to change, and it can affect the game in different ways. So the first one we drew is number 15. The grandson says, "You mean he wins?" And then we refer to 15 on the plot table. 15 is called Farm Boy. Place a chore counter from the list of chores on the space with the same number as the revealed plot card. So it's going to be down here in the sheep pen. And then we can discard that plot card. So the last step on your turn is the discard phase. And you have to discard down to 6 cards if you have more than 6. But I don't have more than 6. So then we'll pass to the next player's turn. And
Okay.
We'll start with Melissa's move phase.
All right. So you said you did not get any love.
I don't have any love.
No. I guess I'll move Buttercup because Wesley's already on a chore.
Right.
So I'll move, and first thing you do is move. So I'll move Buttercup 2. And then I will complete that chore that Wesley's on by discarding a card.
Okay. And this is your storytelling phase now where you take your
Yes.
actions.
And then I guess I will move Wesley 2 again? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might as well come down here and complete this chore because it's gonna take
Okay.
us some time to get
So-
some love.
I'll move Wesley 2 by discarding 2 cards.
Right.
and then discard my last card to complete the chore,
Okay.
as you wish. And now that's the end of my storytelling phase.
Yep. So we'll draw 2 cards.
Come
and
on.
then we'll draw a plot card.
I got a love.
Nice. So we can trade that if we can get them into the same space. So we drew plot card number 16. The grandfather says, "I'm explaining to you because you look nervous." That was my grandfather impression.
Yeah, that was good.
Number 16 says, "Fetch me that pitcher. Move Buttercup to Wesley's space, but draw and resolve another plot card."
Because she always said, "Farm boy, fetch me that pitcher."
Number 9 is the second one we drew. Yes, you're very smart. Now shut up. Number 9 is Farm Boy. Place a chore counter on space number 9, which is this one down here. And then you don't have more than 6 cards, so we'll proceed back to my turn.
Well, that's a convenient spot for that chore to come out.
That is a very good spot.
Let's go get
for
that
us.
miracle.
So I'm going to move these 2, both 1 space.
Right.
And then I'm going to choose my first during my storytelling phase is to trade a card with you. So now that I have a love card, I think we can complete as you wish.
2 or fewer chore counters, so there's only 2. And then Wesley and Buttercup must be on the same space. And then you discard a.
So I'm going to discard a love in order to complete that challenge.
And the reward is.
And we'll place this completed marker over the challenge.
The reward is draw 1 card from the special deck, which is this deck right here.
Okay, so when you earn a special cards have the same back as the story cards. And the special cards are drawn, though, from the special deck. They have special effects that are wild cards, and they can be used as any story card to complete a challenge, or they'll have a special effect on them. So let's see which one we got. We got I Hope We Win. Choose a player, then draw 2 cards from the story deck. So when we earn a special card, we place it in our hand, and then when we choose to play that card, we can read its effect out loud and then put it into the story discard pile. So when the story deck needs to be shuffled, if it runs out or in a future chapter, then the special cards get to stay in that deck. So they give us some benefits for doing well in the later rounds. So I'm going to put this in my hand.
And the challenge at the bottom, it says, that day she was amazed to discover that when he was saying, "as you wish," what he meant was, I love you.
So our next challenge we have to do before we can start on the Seek Fortune challenge is True Love. They have to both be in the barn.
Over here. And we have to have 2 loves and a courage.
So I have a courage, but I think I just gave you a courage, right?
Right. But we need 2 loves.
Okay. So
I think we should go get.
yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do there.
I mean, you could also play your special card now.
I think I'm going to play all my cards out.
All right.
And I'm going to discard a courage to move Wesley. Now, we have collected this miracle. So we'll put the miracles that we earn up here so you guys can see that we have. So once you collect a miracle, you can use a miracle during the storytelling phase, and they are owned by both players. So either player can choose to use it. You can use a miracle on your phase to either draw 3 cards from the story deck, which we might want to do if we have some trouble finding some more love, or you can draw 1 card from the special deck and see how fate affects you there. I'm going to discard a courage to complete this chore. And then I'm going to play I Hope We Win. And choose a player, they draw 2 cards from the story deck. So I think I should draw the 2 cards because we're likely not to be able to complete the challenge on your turn.
Right, because it's all the way there. Yeah.
Right. So that way it'll give us at least a complete turn to try and move them up there.
That's fine with me.
Okay, so I'm going to draw the 2 cards. I drew 2 loves.
Oh,
So
perfect.
That'll work. And then that's the end of my storytelling phase.
Mm-hmm.
So
Unless you want to use your miracle, right?
unless I wanted to use the miracle. But I think we're doing okay for now. We might want to revisit that.
Well,
But
I was just gonna get a special card. I like the special cards.
yeah, we might can do that on your turn.
Okay.
And then I get to draw 2 cards for the draw phase of my turn.
Okay.
So I drew 2 more loves. So I'm
So
flush
much
with
love. Lub, lub, lub.
So then we'll proceed to the plot phase. We drew number 8.
Farm boy.
Just wait. That was a good Buttercup impression. So a list of chores, chore counter goes on space number 8.
Okay.
And then I don't have more than 6 cards, so I don't have to discard any.
All right. So I can move. So I should start trying to get over to the barn, right?
I think so. I think we get them both in the barn and see. I think you'll want to trade me at some point during your turn, but
Yeah. So I will move Buttercup 1, 2. And then I'll go ahead and trade now with
okay.
you. So that you can have 2 loves and a courage.
Yep.
And then
If you want to use the miracle now to draw 3 cards from the story deck, we could kind of work on getting them all the way up there. But
I want a special card.
you can take a special card. It might be a wild that helps us later, because I don't have any adventure for the next one. So
I want a special card.
okay, do you want to use the miracle?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll put it in the discard, and then you'll draw a special card. And let's
Okay.
see which one we got.
Yay.
We got a wild card. So this card can be used as any type of story card. And one thing I do want to mention is down here at the bottom of the card, there is an open book with 3 stars. So at the beginning of the game, when you set up, the special cards are set aside from the story cards. So this icon down here at the bottom allows you to, at the end of your
Sort
game,
them.
resort them, right? So we'll put this in your hand,
Yay.
and then we can do the rest of your turn.
I want to move Wesley.
Okay?
So I think I'll just move him 1 right here.
Okay.
Maybe.
Anything else on your turn?
I don't think so. Because I can't get to one of those and remove it. So, one of the chores and remove it. Because I don't want to discard my wild card.
Right. You
Yeah.
could if you discarded your wild card, but
But I don't want to.
yeah.
Okay.
But you can move there if you want to.
Well, I was thinking because you want to move 1 here on your turn. And then you can move Wesley the other one. And do a chore. So, you don't want to waste it on movement when you're going to get 2 moves at the beginning of your turn.
Okay. Alrighty, so that's the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll
Draw 2 cards.
2 cards from the story deck and 1 card from the plot deck. We've got number 6. When I was your age, television was called books. So
That's
number
a-
6,
Farm boy.
Farm Boy puts a chore
Farm boy.
on number 6. Okay. So then no discard for you,
No,
right?
4.
So we go to my move phase, and I'll move 1, 2, and discard a love to do this chore. And do you have loves or courage in your hand?
I have 2 loves and a wild card.
2 loves and a wild card. So there's no need for me to trade to you.
No, unless you have a courage that you want to give me. And I give you the wild card.
That'll work. Let's do that.
Wild card can be anything.
So I'll trade you my courage. And then I believe that's the end of my turn then. So I'll draw 2 cards from the story deck.
Okay.
I got some more courage and an adventure, which
Ooh.
we need.
So that means you have everything we need for the next one.
And take a plot card. Plot number 13. No, I'm okay. Sit down. Plot number 13 is another.
Farm boy.
So then we place a chore on 13.
Or listen here, Wesley.
Probably on 13.
No.
13's in the barn.
Oh, how convenient.
Yeah, that's where we're headed.
That's when she says, "Fetch me that picture," right? And it's like right there when she says it. It's like, really, lady?
As you wish. And I don't have to discard. I have 5 cards in my hand.
Okay.
So we're back to your turn.
Okay. So I'm going to move Farm Boy, to the barn. And since I'm on the barn, but Wesley and Buttercup are on the barn, and I have 2 loves and a courage. So I complete the True Love challenge.
And what is the True Love reward?
Draw 1 card from this special deck.
And then what is the text down here?
And even more amazing was the day she realized she truly loved him back.
Aww.
Aww. All right,
So you got another
special. Whee!
You got another wild card. That's going to come in handy.
I like them. So I will discard my intrigue. Because you already have these 2
Right. I have a wild that can be one of the adventures.
I also have a
need.
wild. So I discard the intrigue to get rid of this, to complete this chore.
Okay.
Okay. And I think that's it for my turn.
Okay, we'll draw 2 cards. And take a plot. Plot number 4. Is this a kissing book? So plot number 4 is going to place a chore on the 2 fortune space.
That's convenient also.
And then you don't have any, you don't have more than 6 cards, right?
No, I have 3.
Okay. So to complete the last challenge, Buttercup has to be in the barn.
Wesley has to get
on the
to the
fortune space. And we've already got the other challenges completed. So I'm obviously going to take my move and move Wesley
right
here. But unfortunately, I don't have enough cards to escape.
Yeah, you do.
It would take 2 cards to... Oh, yeah, I do. Counting. So I will discard 2 loves to move Wesley to fortune. And then I will discard 2 adventures, 1 being a wild card, and the courage to complete that last
Yay.
challenge.
So
and what does it
the
say?
reward says you complete this chapter.
Nice. That's chapter 1.
And hear this now. I will always come for you.
So now we will complete the chapter. We'll place the miniatures back up at the top here. Wipe the board. And put these completion tokens over here. And then we'll proceed to chapter 2. Chapter 2, Escape by Sea. The story so far. Buttercup has been abducted by a trio of strange characters. As they make their escape by sea, a mysterious ship gives chase. So in the rule book, it shows you chapter setup. So you want to do that at the beginning of every chapter. So I'm going to read those. Chapter 2, we will shuffle the story deck.
I can do that. We discard our cards, right?
Right, discard our cards. And then deal 4 story cards to each player. And then we also shuffle the plot deck and then place it next to the book. And then we have place Fezzik, Indigo, and Buttercup on the start space. So we'll want to show off. There's Fezzik. Anybody want a peanut?
You stop it, I mean it.
And Buttercup also goes in the start space. And then Vizzini goes on space number 2.
Inconceivable.
I do not think that means what you think it means. Put the ship counter S on the space S. And the mystery ship counter on space M. Place a miracle counter on the star. And then the rules and the challenges. So this chapter, we have the chapter rules are sailing. In order to move your ship to the next space on the map track, either Fezzik or Indigo must be in the same space as Vizzini, and you must discard a card that matches the icon of the next space on the map track. So that's going to start with any, and then an adventure icon and a revenge icon, so forth and so forth. If Vizzini is on the prowl space, you may discard any 3 cards in order to sail the ship 1 space, and you may move your ship any number of times during your turn as long as you're able to discard the appropriate cards. This chapter is interrupted if the mystery ship moves into our ship's space.
Catches up.
What are our challenges?
So, first one is, no more rhymes now, I mean it.
That's when I should have done that. Anybody want to be in it?
It requires Indigo and Fezzik to be in the same space, and Vizzini must be on the prowl.
Okay. So that'll take a little bit.
Yeah, so we need to have an intrigue and a love card for that as well.
Well, I've got 2 intrigue and 2 love.
Oh,
so
perfect.
That'll be easy.
And then the Shrieking Eels requires Buttercup in the water, and Fezzik must be at the railing.
Okay.
And it requires a courage and an adventure.
Do you have any of those?
I do not.
Okay.
I have intrigue and love. And last one is, whoever he is, he's too late. And it requires your ship to be in the final space of the map track.
The Cliffs of Insanity.
And you have to complete the other challenges.
Okay.
Oops.
So, whoever has most recently been on a boat goes first in this chapter.
I think it's me.
Probably because you were.
I went on a cruise.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I think I've been on a boat. So, all right, so, unless video games count.
Well, if video games count, then it's you.
But no, we'll let you go first because you've been on a real boat. So that we'll start with your move phase, I guess. And I guess we're going to start with the top challenge. Try to get Vizzini over here to the prow, since we don't have any of the other.
And you already have love and intrigue, right?
Right, and so do you, right?
Yeah. So, but I could spend mine, is what I was thinking. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I'll move his 2, and I'll pick up the miracle.
Pick up that miracle.
And that's just the move phase.
Make sure they can see that. We'll put that over here.
And since we don't need any of my cards, because you already have the intrigue and the love, I'll discard all 4.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Sure, and you're going to move Vizzini 4 spaces?
Yeah. Or I guess I can move him 2, because you can move him 2, right? So I'll just do that. I'll move him 2. 1, 2. So that way on your turn you can move him 2, because they're in the same space.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
right?
sounds good.
Because he has to be in the prow and they have to be in the same space.
Right, but we can only move the ship if Vizzini and one of them are in the same space.
Okay, so I can move. I'll move one of them.
Yeah, we might as well do that.
I'll move.
Why don't you move Indigo instead? Because we know
Fezzik has to go here. Yep. Indigo will keep him keep Vizzini company.
Okay.
And then, so I discarded intrigue to do that, and then the last love will count as the any card.
Okay.
For the
so
first.
We'll sail the ship because Indigo is in the same space as Vizzini. We'll sail here.
Right.
And the plot cards are going to move that mystery ship, so that's a good idea
we have
to
to
start
keep
working
ahead
on
of it.
that. And then,
Incidentally, why do you ask? That's what he said because he keeps looking back over his shoulder.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Your storytelling phase?
I have no cards.
Okay, so we'll draw 2.
Although I could get a special card.
You could get a special card if you want.
Yeah.
Let's try it and see what we draw.
So discard my miracle to get everybody move.
I am the Brute Squad. So this allows you to move each character 1 space. So that might not be useful right now, but it could be in a little bit. So then we'll draw 2 cards from the story deck.
Thank you.
And 1 plot card. We got plot number 11. Murdered by Pirates is good. Plot card number 11, we refer to the plot table. Why do you keep looking behind us? Move the mystery ship 2 spaces. That hurts.
I think something is following us. I think I see something.
You're sure nobody's following us? So now it'll be, you don't have 6 cards, now it'll be my turn.
3.
Discard. I can take my move action. So I will move one, move Inigo back there.
Why?
Because Inigo and Fezzik have to be in the same space, and Vizzini has to be on the prow. And so then I will discard a love to move Vizzini to the prow, and then discard an intrigue and a love to complete. No more rhymes now, I mean it!
And the reward is choose any player. They draw 2 cards from the story deck. Anybody want a peanut?
Do you have a courage or an adventure?
I have a courage.
A courage. So let's let you draw 2 cards from the story deck.
Okay. Got another courage. Intrigue.
So no adventure yet.
No adventure.
Okay, well maybe I'll draw one at the end of my turn. I'm going to use I don't need my intrigue anymore, so I'm going to use...
Well, do you want to have everybody move 1 space?
Let's save that. So.
Okay.
I'm going to use my intrigue to move Vizzini here.
Okay.
And then that'll end my storytelling phase.
And you draw 2 cards.
And I draw 2 cards and hopefully an adventure. I did not draw an adventure, but I drew... I hope we win. Choose a player, draw 2 cards from the story deck.
So now you do plot.
Plot phase. We drew a 14. Grandpa, what'd you read this thing for? And a 14 is the same on the plot table. Why do you keep looking behind us? Move the mystery ship 2 spaces.
Oh no.
Yeah, we need to work on that, but we need adventure. We don't have any adventure.
Well, if he was on the prowl, you could have discarded 3.
Yeah, but I didn't have 3 cards.
But I do.
That's a lot. But then we'll go to your turn, so it'll be your move phase. If you want to move him back to the prowl, you can. If I trade you my I hope we win card, you can draw 2 cards. You might be able to draw that.
You're supposed to draw it, right? Because you have to give it to someone.
Let's choose a player
Oh, okay.
when we play it.
Sure.
So I'd have to trade it to you, and then you play it.
Okay. Should I trade you the everybody move, or should I keep the everybody move?
You can trade me that if you want to.
I mean, unless we're gonna.
Unless we want to use it this turn.
Yeah, because if I draw the
adventure,
I
right?
might need it.
Yeah.
So I'll give you.
Well, first we have to move. So choose who you want to move. You want to move them both to the railing?
Yeah.
That might.
That way
Sure,
she's not
so-
in the water. Because if she's in the water, something bad happens, right?
Yeah, if she's in the water, it says here, warning, you cannot move the ship if a character is in the water.
Yeah, we do not. Okay,
And we
that's
need
good.
to move that ship if we can.
All right, so now we do a trade,
Okay, so I'll trade you that.
and I will choose a player. They draw 2 cards from the story deck with this. Oops, sorry.
And that will be yourself.
Yep.
And we need
Come
to
on.
adventure.
We just need 1. Okay, did not get it.
Oh,
Okay, so
now you might want to move Vizzini and do a...
so how does it work? Vizzini has to be at the prow,
If
and
Vizzini's on the prow, you can discard any 3 cards in order to sail the ship 1 space.
okay, and so. Uh, 3.
What you thinking?
I was thinking to use everybody move because I can move him here, but then I actually have a revenge, so. But I don't think there's any way I can play all of it, so I'll just.
Well, if you keep 1 courage for the challenge, discard 3 cards to move.
No, I have to move first.
Right. But so you play everybody move,
Right.
which moves Vizzini to the prow
Uh-huh.
and moves Inigo probably to 9, just so they're closer to each other, or maybe even to 5.
Yeah.
And then discard your 3 cards because if Vizzini's on the prow, they don't need to be in the same space to do that action. So then we'll go here, and then you can discard the revenge to move there, and that will leave you with a courage
I can't.
in your hand.
I can't do that. I'll show you.
Because they'd have to be in the same
Yep.
space at that point.
So 1, 1. Everybody move. Move each character 1 space.
Right.
And then
And we'll
discard
put
3
these-
cards
they're not in the same space.
to
Move the ship.
move
to
the ship
here.
because
Vizzini's on the prow. Yep.
Okay, and now I can't do
Play
anything.
anymore.
Yep.
I see that.
So I'm just gonna, I guess, stop there.
Okay. Hopefully we'll get a good plot card. Not have to worry about
So I'll draw 2 cards.
2 cards.
I still did not get an adventure.
Ugh.
Okay.
Well, now we need that revenge and an any card and courage. So we need to try to get them together for your turn. I don't have a revenge in my hand.
So I can give you revenge on your turn.
Yes, that could work. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we'll draw a plot card.
All right. The
Number
plot
19.
thickens.
Your vote of confidence is overwhelming. Inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
Discard 2 more plot cards and resolve their effects.
Oh boy.
That's
the plot
gonna
really
be
does
tough.
thicken.
Number 13. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Sit down. Why do you keep looking behind us? Move the mystery ship 2 spaces.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
And 20. Ouch. Because we can stop now if you want. 20 is also inconceivable. Discard another 2 plot cards and resolve their effects. So we're about to get interrupted.
Oh no.
A 3. Hold it, hold it. What is this? You trying to trick me? 3 is move the thing and the other thing. Move Vizzini to the space with the same number and then move the mystery ship 1 space.
No, the mystery ship caught us.
So we've been interrupted. So we're going to discard and have to start this chapter over.
Oh
So
no.
we will reset everything.
What about our cards in our hands?
We'll just discard and start over.
Oh boy.
So let's go ahead and get started. And we got one
Well,
more
they put him
shot.
back in the start spot. That was. Oh, you just did that.
Yeah, I just did that.
Oh, okay. I thought he was there. So does this mean this is not completed?
Right.
Ooh.
So we got to start over, but we can get there.
Well, I will shuffle this then. Well. But the miracle doesn't go back though, right?
Yes, it does.
We get another chance to get a miracle?
Yep, we start the chapter over completely.
They think that we need more miracles, I guess.
So we'll start it all over. They've got everything's in the right space. We read the rules, so we'll just go with
Go with the flow.
dealing each other 4 story cards.
Move that thing and the other thing. You didn't move it well enough. What did he? I forget what he calls him. A big pile of something. something. Something mean.
The master of wits.
Yes.
Okay, so
I have both of these.
nice. I have 3 adventure, but no love or intrigue. So, but I do have a wild card too, which is nice. So, we will start with your turn again.
Okay. So now I think maybe I put them in. I move them both 1.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
then
I see where you're going.
I'll do this one first, and then I move.
I'll have to move Buttercup 1.
I'll have to get rid of this. Sorry.
Okay. That's fine. I have a wild card.
Okay, so I'll move Buttercup 1. Oops. And then so Buttercup's in the water. Fezzik's at the railing, so I can discard a adventure and a courage.
To complete the Shrieking Eels.
Complete the Shrieking Eels. Move Buttercup to Fezzik. Draw 1 card from the special deck.
Nice.
She doesn't get eaten by the eels at this time.
At this time.
And As You Wish is my special card.
So we got As You Wish. Choose a player. That player draws 1 card from the story deck and can give any player up to 2 cards in their hand.
I will pick you right now and do that. Is that okay?
To give you cards?
Well, I can do it, I guess. But I just won't have as many to choose from.
It's up to you. We can save it. It doesn't matter.
I can save it.
I can go to here, sail to. I could sail to here if I get them all in the same space.
Yeah, but you have to get him. No, you
I
just
just
have to get
them
in
in
the same space.
Right.
Okay, so I can discard a. How many? You can move him 1, 2 on your. Or sorry, a 1, 2. So if I discard this, at least I can get Inigo to
Yeah.
here for you.
That sounds good.
Okay. All right.
Because Vizzini may move because of the plot.
Right, that's true. Oh yeah, he may go
Did I
anywhere.
shuffle these? I'm gonna shuffle them again just to make sure.
Okay, and then that'll be the end of my turn. Unless you want this card.
I don't think so.
Okay, so I'll draw 2. And I have to only play this on my turn, or I can play this anytime.
You have to play it on your turn.
Okay.
Unless we trade it, and then I can.
Right, of course. So I drew 2 cards.
So we got plot number 7. Keep your shirt on. Let me read. 7 is move the thing and the other thing. Move Vizzini to space number 7.
Ooh, I'm not mad about that.
And then move the mystery ship 1 space.
So for no rhymes now, I mean it. Vizzini has to be on the prowl.
Yeah, I don't have. Do you have an intrigue?
Yes.
Okay.
I just got one.
So if Vizzini's on the prowl,
Inigo and Physic have to be in the
I
same
have to
space.
be in the same space.
So you could just move him 2. Or him 2, whichever
Right,
one.
that's not going to allow me to move the ship any. We can take that chance
Why can't you move the ship any?
because in order to move the ship, either Fezzik or Inigo must be in Vizzini's space.
Well, then just move him to... Okay. So, can you get him here? Oh, no, because then they won't be in the same space. But we can move the ship instead of doing this thing right now. So, just get them to him.
Okay.
Get one of them to him. He's close. No, they're equidistant, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then you have... Do you have these? What do you
I
have?
have 3 adventure and a wild card.
So you technically can go this one, and this one. And this one.
And that one, yeah.
So
If I can get
I
them
say go
together.
for it.
Okay.
What do you think?
Sure. So
Because last time that's how we lost, so might
we'll
as well.
spend the 2 movement to go here. And then
Would it benefit you to draw cards before you do that? Well, he has to move first. But would it benefit you to do this one? Or
possibly,
but we'd have to...
if you give me 2 cards, that could help because we might be able to complete them both in a single. No.
Okay.
That's possible. So let's do that first.
Trade.
We'll trade
So you moved, and then now
adventure
we're doing this
for an
story
as
time.
you wish.
Okay.
And then I'll play as you wish,
And I
but
draw
I'll choose you.
1 card.
So you draw 1 card, and then you can give me
Up to 2.
up to 2.
So I drew I hope we win. Choose a player. They draw 2 cards from the story deck.
That's great.
So I just give you that one?
Give me that one, and
Okay.
then any other card.
Okay, and you want a...
Intrigue, if you have it.
I thought you were just trying to do this part.
I might be able to do both.
Well, let's think about it. Give me back the intrigue. So what are you doing?
So
This is going to be an adventure. This is going to be an adventure. This is going to be a wild card. Oh, so it doesn't matter. Okay.
right, and I'm going to play I hope we win to draw 2 more cards as well. So I might be able to complete, move the ship a lot and do that challenge if we get a love from drawing.
No,
these
because
2
they have
cards.
to be in the same spot.
I know, so I'll move them and do that.
Rather than move the ship,
We'll do both.
you won't have enough cards to do both.
I will have enough cards to move the ship at least 2 spaces and do the both. So
Okay,
we'll
but
see. We'll just see how it goes.
if
If
you
not, I'll
spend
trade it
my
back to you.
intrigue, I'll be upset at you if you spend it to move the boat. Because, okay.
I understand that.
All right, go ahead. Go on your adventure.
I hope we win.
I hope we win.
Draw 2 cards from the story deck. Love and
Lub.
Okay. So, I need to save these 2 for the challenge,
If you can.
if I can.
Not important.
I need to spend a card to move. Let's move Vizzini instead of...
Why?
Because, I guess it doesn't
You
matter.
can't complete this one unless he's on the prowl.
Oh, okay. Understood. And then we will move adventure, wild card.
Yeah. Let's get away from this other ship, please. That's how we lost last time.
So, adventure, wild card.
All right. Now what?
What do you have in your hand?
All I have is an adventure and a courage.
Okay.
But they have to be in the same spot.
Right.
So
and
you
Vizzini
like
has to be on the prowl.
right. So that's what I was trying to tell you. You don't have 1, 2, 3 to get them in the same spot.
Yeah, I miscounted.
So that's okay because you can discard on any, and that's why I wanted to give you a courage instead of the intrigue that I gave you. But that's okay.
So, do you want me to hold? I should hold on to the intrigue and love since we're so far in front.
Yeah, I'm okay with it unless we drew like we did last time.
Right, and drew some inconceivables back to back.
Yeah.
So,
Cross
yeah,
fingers.
we'll go with that,
Yikes.
and we'll end my storytelling phase there.
Okay, as you wish.
And then we'll draw 2 cards and hopefully draw more intrigue or love. I got everybody move.
Everybody move.
Which is going to be useful.
Okay. And
then we'll do
the
a
plot. The plot.
It's an 8. Wait, just wait. So move Vizzini to space number 8, which is not terrible.
No, see that could have been a lot worse.
And move the mystery ship 1 space.
Whew. I'm really feeling the pressure.
Well,
I gotta
have
say.
4 cards. So I don't have to discard, and then you will go to your move phase.
Okay. So. What cards do you have?
I have an intrigue, a love, and a courage, and everybody move.
That only moves everybody 1.
Right.
But it could move. So if I moved Indigo here and Fezzik here,
Right.
and then did everybody move, Vizzini could come here, and then one of them could come here.
Right. But you don't have an intrigue and love, right? So you wouldn't be able to complete it, so it'd have to complete on my turn. Because I can't trade you both cards. You don't have either one, right?
Okay, so it was like this.
Yes. But I think that's still a good move.
I mean, I have this, is what I just...
Oh, okay. So they have to be in the same space. Vizzini and one of the other 2.
Well, I'll just do that then, and I will forget about the other part. So I'll just... You save your everybody move.
Okay.
And I'll just, on my turn, move him 1.
And move Fezzik 1.
Yeah, just in case. Although he can, like you said, Vizzini can
the
move
real.
Far away, so we
Yeah,
don't really
we
know.
can't really guard
So
against that.
this, I can play adventure as any, and then courage.
Okay, and we'll sail twice.
Yeah. Whew, yeah, stay ahead of that ship.
And then that is
Yep.
the end for you. So we'll do storytelling phase.
Draw.
Draw phase, and then the plot phase. And we drew a 4. Is this a kissing book?
Move that
4.
thing! And the other thing!
Moves Vizzini way back here.
Yeah, because he's really bad at this whole captain thing.
And then moves the mystery ship 1 space. So then it's my go.
I have 11 of courage. I don't know if that's any help.
I think if I move Vizzini to Fezzik space and then play everybody move, that'll put Vizzini here.
Fezzik here. And
And
they
Indigo
all
there.
of them in the same spot.
And then I
Discard a
move,
card.
Yep, I think we can do it.
You have enough? Okay.
So we'll move Vizzini to Fezzik space.
Okay.
And then on the storytelling phase, I'll play everybody
move.
Move these 2 to 6.
And then
Indigo to 6.
Okay.
And then I'll discard a courage to move Vizzini to the prow. And then I've got an intrigue.
Yep, you got
and love,
Indigo and
yeah.
Fezzik on the same space and Vizzini on the prow. So you have intrigue and love. You did it. You did it.
So what's our reward?
Choose any player. They draw 2 cards from the story deck. Anybody want a peanut?
So that would be just, we need to start sailing now is what we've got left. And
Right.
try and get this miracle if we can.
Well, so if you drew it right now, you could do it, right? No, they would have to be in his space.
Right, but I might
If you draw an intrigue
Might
and
draw an
something
intrigue,
else,
so we'll-
I would just
we'll
let
do
you
that.
do it. Yeah.
I did draw an intrigue. So
Okay.
I'll discard the revenge
To move.
to move one of them.
I name, yeah.
And then we'll discard the intrigue to
move.
sail.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well done.
And then we'll
End the
my
game.
storytelling phase. And we're about to the point where we have to wrap up. We've got just a couple more minutes.
So
we'll
that now that we've
this chapter
finished these 2 challenges, the only thing we're trying to do is get our ship to Cliffs, because that's what the final. There's no card requirement. So.
Right.
Cool.
So we have to reveal a plot. We got number 17. You want me to read this or not?
Inconceivable. No.
It is. You are sure nobody's following us. Move the mystery ship 2 spaces.
It makes a little bit more sense now because the ship's far away, but when it was right next to us, it would be inconceivable not to have seen it.
And Indigo go to the start space.
That's not terrible.
It's going to be tough to get one of them in the same space, but you could always just discard 3 cards as well.
Yeah, and you always get to move 2.
And I don't have any more than 6 cards, so now it's your turn.
Okay, so... And he doesn't have to be here anymore.
We needed to flip that over.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He doesn't need to stay here anymore, right?
He has to be...
No, that's only if you want to discard 3 cards.
Only if you want to discard the 3 cards.
Okay.
And I need to point out, too, that now that we've had to replay once, we only have one more chance for the rest of the book.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's not each chapter. It doesn't reset. We only have one more chance for the entire time. Otherwise, we have to start the game over and we've lost. So that's a tough go.
Yeah, well, Vizzini's poor captain skills is what causes all the problems in the first place. So I guess I'll just move Inigo 2 with my move.
Okay.
And then I'll just discard that to move him next to.
And then sail
Vizzini,
1.
And sail 1 with for Annie.
Sail 1.
Okay.
I'll draw 2
Draw
cards.
2.
I do have a wild card in my hand.
Okay.
What did you draw?
Intrigue and love.
Okay, so if I use the wild, you'll be able to get the intrigue on your turn.
Yes.
We'll draw a plot card, number 9. Yes, you're very smart. Shut up. Move the thing and the other thing. Vizzini moves to space 9, which is fine.
Could be worse.
And move the mystery ship 1 space.
So how much time do we have left?
We've got about 3 minutes.
I would like to show... I think Vizzini looks super cool. Like, the detail on the miniatures are just very, very good. Like, this looks just like him. It's crazy.
So you want to show off, stop here, and then show off some of the
I
moves?
would, yeah. And this,
Okay.
I mean, even his stance is super cool.
Yeah, it's going to take us a few more turns just to get those cards.
Yeah,
to
well,
finish,
that's all
so-
we have to do, though, is get the correct matching
Right.
thing.
So,
Well, I mean, we need to also show off the other chapters, right? Just kind of...
yeah, I don't want to spoil the end, but
Okay.
we can split through. So if I can show some of the miniatures and their detail over on the top left. So there's Fezzik, who's R.I.P. Andre the Giant.
I mean, even his hair and everything. It looks so cool.
Here's Vizzini. And if you notice on their base, it also has their name etched in, which I think is very cool. Here's, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father.
Prepare to die.
Why does he keep saying that? There's Princess Buttercup. And the man in black. You might not be able to see this one on the inlay because he is a black.
You got one more.
Prince Humperdinck.
Oh, you have 2 more. Sorry, my bad.
Boo! And the 6th-fingered man himself, Count Ruger.
They show his hand with the...
Yeah, his hand actually has 6 fingers on it.
It's cool.
And so yeah, we'll just go ahead and stop there and we'll clear so we can show off some of the other chapters. So it kind of, I mean, it does a really great job of following the movie. You can follow right along with all the flavor text that's listed on everything. It's every little quote and things.
Yeah.
So this is the Cliffs of Insanity. So on this chapter, you play basically as Wesley while the 3 captors try to block you with their sword fight and their
Brute strength.
Yeah, brute strength hitting you over the head, and there's your battle of wits.
Never gonna go against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Prince Humperdinck all the time is following
Oh
on
yeah,
your way.
and he goes a lot faster.
Right, this one's tough because Prince Humperdinck follows these footprints, and if he ever enters your region when you're still in there, you're interrupted. So this one's rough. So then we'll go to chapter 4 is the Fire Swamp. So on this one, hazards get placed out on the map, and depending on what hazard it is what we have to complete. So I hear there are ROUSs in here. I
don't think they exist.
don't think they exist. So we have to defeat all of them before we can escape. And then this one's my favorite chapter. It'll take a miracle. So this one, Wesley is trying to get to Miracle Maxes.
Yep.
While Fezzik is moving around defeating the brute squads. All the time, Prince Humperdinck and Buttercup are moving up this marriage track, or should I say, marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today.
Wait, I make him better and Humperdinck suffers? That is a noble cause.
And then I'm not going to show the 6th chapter because we don't want to spoil
That's
the
fine.
end for anybody who hasn't seen it. So, each chapter, like I said, does have its own tokens. We've got different tokens for each chapter as we go through, and those will get placed on the map, and it tells you how to do all that in the chapter setup section. So I'm going to check the chat and see if we have any questions. So I'm not seeing anything that hasn't already been answered, but if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat, and we can answer them. We'll hang around for a few minutes after we've completed the demo here, and I hope everybody enjoyed the Princess Bride Adventure Book game.
It's
we got to
super
show
fun.
just a couple chapters, but you can. There's also a way in the instructions to save your chapter if you can't play through the whole thing at once. You can save it, place it in the box, and then come back to it later, which is really cool. I think that's going to about wrap it up for us. I hope everybody stays safe and enjoys the rest of their shucks. And you think we can play this again tomorrow?
As you wish.
Bye, everybody.